Alrighty guys, Kev's electrical top tip number 2 for FG Falcons and pretty much any BA to FGX Falcon. The engine earth strap. There it is guys. So it's just on the driver's side chassis rail. You can see the suspension there and the sway bar. So just tucked up on the chassis rail. You can just see it there. I'll zoom in for you. Alright, see that guy? Undo it. Give the chassis rail a really good scrub back to bare metal and make sure it's got a good contact. That's your main earth strap to the engine, and I'll show you why it's so important in a minute.
So guys, carrying on from before, the reason why that engine earth strap's so important, especially when you get your battery relocations done. So obviously this guy here, this is your earth strap from the battery, your main earthing for your battery and the car's whole electrical system more or less. This guy just goes down behind the radiator hose. You can just see it there. All right. And then a lot of guys just put it to the aircon bolt. Well, me and my infinite kevSpec wisdom only just realised, yes, 2 years after I've done the battery relo, that aluminium is, that housing is cast aluminium, which is not the best earthing point in the world. So that's obviously why I found the chassis rail one. That's why it needed a cleanup, because it was struggling to find an earth through the engine. So you can see this blue wire. So that's the main battery earth there. See this one here? That one goes to the battery. This blue one here, I've made an extra earth, so that goes to the same mounting point. And you can see that one just goes around there and it just goes onto the chassis rail down there. Alright, there it is there. So it's got a nice, clean, structural earth point there. So it's got one there, and it's also picking up that battery cable on the engine. So Kev's top tip number 3, you can never have too many earths on your FG. Alright, I know you never would have picked it guys, but yes, part 3 is Coilpacks. And if you're not onto this already, Coilpacks, Coilpacks, Coilpacks. Before you do anything major, when you've got an electrical issue on your late model Falcon, please check and change your Coilpacks or get them tested before you do anything. I've actually seen 3 ZF transmissions doing very weird stuff. Like the average person would have called the auto shop, come and get it on a tow truck and replace my auto. One was jumping out of gear under full load and full RPM and full boost. The other one was selecting incorrect gears and skipping gears. And the other one would just go into limp mode, which was mine about a year ago. So Coilpacks, 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 guys. These things, the FG especially in FGX models, the CAN system and the ECU hates any kind of feedback, any kind of electrical inconsistencies. And once the Coilpacks build up resistance inside, they send feedback to the ECU and you can get all kinds of dramas. So Kev's number 3 top tip, Coilpacks guys. Don't underestimate the power of the electrical system in your engine bay. These guys will cause you all kinds of dramas. Of course, the obvious misfires, lacking power, jerking, hunting. Coilpacks, Coilpacks, Coilpacks. I can't say it enough. Alright, so I'm just going to quickly show you how easy it is to change a set of Coilpacks on a late model Falcon. Here we go. Phew. Okay guys, so against my best judgment, and I know a lot of you are going to be yelling and screaming at the bloody screen saying why I'm putting non-genuine Coilpacks in my car. Now everyone knows, because they're so cheap, when they first come out they were fairly expensive. But you can pick up a set of 4 genuine Coilpacks, I believe, for about $30 odd each if you're in the trade, which makes, you know, about $150 for a set of Coilpacks, which is still damn good money. But I found some cheaper. So through Mace Engineering Group, no, they're not sponsoring me. I thought I'd give them a go. For $100 delivered to my door, that's less than $20 a Coilpack. So you can't go wrong for 6 Coilpacks, warranted for up to 2 years. And I said I've got a high-powered FG, and they said not a problem. We've had them in high-powered FGs and haven't seen a problem. So shout out to Mace Engineering for hooking me up with a set of awesome Coilpacks for $100 delivered to my door within 3 days. So These are the coil packs here. These are brand new babies. Woo! Who doesn't like unboxing some car parts, eh? Even if it is shitty old coil packs. So we've got our new guys here ready to go in. Check it out, guys. Mace Engineering, cheap coil packs. Hit them up for a set of coil packs. Tell them Kevo sent you and they'll do you a good deal. Yew. Okay, guys. The beauty of having the crossover pipe deleted is this is quite an easy job on a Barra or any BA to FGX Falcon that has a crossover pipe delete. Typically this model in factory form has a big crossover pipe, so the inlet pipe comes over in this way. There's a big crossover pipe and the factory airbox. We'll delete the airbox, move it over there for cold air intake. So it's quite easy. So first thing, you're just going to need a Torx bit, a T25 I believe Torx bit, and a 10mm socket if you haven't lost it already for the 15th time. Alright, so oil cap off. And always be careful whenever you're taking the oil cap off an engine, just Kev's top tip, stick something in there. Anything. Just, God forbid, if something was to accidentally fall in there and you didn't see it, it's all over. So the little PCV valve comes out. That's pretty simple. Just tuck that behind there. And you've got 2, 4, 6, 8 Torx bits on top to take the dress cover off. So the coil packs are under here, guys. Okay, now we've got the Torx bits out. We lift this cover off. You've got the breather here that you've just got to sort of shimmy it over without breaking anything, of course. Okay, just pop that up. You can just pop that out to the side like that for now. That'll expose the coil packs. As you can see now, guys, we've got our coil packs down the middle there. They've just got a 10mm nut holding them on, so we'll proceed to undo those. Actually, first thing we do is undo the wiring, because the wiring does hide some of the bolts. Unclip them. You really can't muck this up because the wires sort of stretch. They can only really go to one coil pack. I think 1 or 2 might reach, but you'll know it just doesn't look right. It won't feel right. Okay, so 10mm for the actual coil pack. It's like I found a bit of an oil leak in here we might fix while we're here. Big believer in knocking over those little jobs while you're here. Now, it's not a hard thing, 10 minutes to take the rocker cover off and that, but while you're here, why not? Alright, so all the little 10mm bolts are out. The coils just pop out like that. Pop. Pop. Just to show you, I have been running genuine Ford coils. Okay, and it's as simple as popping the new ones in. Now, like I said, I've spotted a bit of an oil leak here. I'll just have a look at it. I think you can see, guys, see how there's a bit of oil? It's been running down from this sensor. It's been running down here into there and then running back along the so this, you can see this one here, the little pool of oil at the bottom there, so I'll do him as well. He's just starting to leak, but we'll do that as well. Alrighty guys, this is your cam phase sensor for the inlet cam. This seal here is leaking, and I'm assuming you can only buy the whole thing. Just put a bit of 3-bond sealant on there, not too much. We'll just smooth it out so it doesn't, you don't want sealant to ever really like smooth out everywhere, because then it can get on the sensor itself. It's just a matter of, yeah, a bit of sealant on there and pop it back in gently. Like so. It's got a couple of, I think there's 6.5 holding them in. And that's one oil leak fixed. Alright, with those 2 oil leaks fixed, so a little rocker cover bolt I've sealed, and the 2 cam phase sensors I've sealed. Time to fit our new coil packs. Gently push them down. They all go the same way. It's pretty much idiot proof. KevSpec proof. And just reverse the procedure of before. Tighten them all down with the little 10mm bolts. And it's time for rocker cover back on. And we're done. It's that simple, guys. And please, if you do decide to do this, or you are chasing electrical gremlins, don't just change 1 or 2, or if you scan the car and it comes up with COILPACK 2 or 1 and 4, change 1 and 4, change them all. It is important. You do that on any car, even if it's a Corolla and it's got 1 dead coil pack, change all 4. The car I was telling you about that was dropping out of gear, so that was dropping out of gear at about 4,000 RPM in full boot. So you give it a boot full, you get to about 4,000 RPM and drop out of gear and go into limp mode, and an almighty thud through the driveline. It felt like the torque converter was falling out of it. Someone had been there before I got to it and changed 2 coil packs. I don't know why. I don't know why they just wouldn't have changed all of them. And yeah, that fixed the car. And my mate was almost certain his auto was dead. The guy even told him when he bought it the auto was playing up. So don't underestimate the power of changing all 6 coil packs on your late model Falcons, guys. And for any car for that matter. Like I said, a Corolla, or a Captiva, or a Peugeot, an A3 Audi, a Golf, doesn't matter. You got a misfire, change all 4 coil packs, change your spark plugs, you know, basics of mechanics. Check your fuses, clear your codes, take it for a drive. Now, I'm not saying everything's an easy fix, but the amount of times I've seen cars fixed from people overthinking it. Now, I've had mechanics rip out every single module in the car and want to start pulling them apart and testing the internal circuitry for resistance. I said, mate, did you try disconnecting the battery? Like, that does still work. Like, cars do need a reset, and when you do reset them, you've got to disconnect it for 5 minutes, okay? All the modules in the car take approximately 5 minutes to power down, and what's called to come out of sleep mode and completely power down. And that is the best way, a lot of the time, to reset some of these gremlins, especially if you've been driving the car for years with these. You know, you've had an engine light come on occasionally, or a little bit of a stutter in a cold morning, and you've never really, you know, the mechanic couldn't fix it, he changed the plugs. And don't underestimate the power of disconnecting the battery and letting all these modules go to sleep, and then when they repower up, they do like a reset on themselves. So just, you know, yeah, these high-tech cars can be tricky. I'm not saying that, you know, you're not going to have days of nightmares and checking individual wires for resistance. Yes, you still have to go down that path sometimes. But don't underestimate the power of a good earth, a good battery earth, your coil packs. These only need to be nipped up, guys. They're only holding coil packs down. All right, now plug it all back in. Make sure all your wiring's not going to get squashed when you put the rocker cover back on, valve cover, whatever you want to call it. That's on. So you can just make sure your little side injector plugs are all sitting nicely and not getting stretched too much. Like that one is a little bit. Looking good. Your PCV back in. Probably wait till after them in. Okay, and put your little Torx bits back in. PCV goes back in. All caps on. That's all good. And we are done. We are done, guys. Well guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you like my top 3 electrical fixes for your late model Falcon. So these fixes will, you know, a lot of cars, don't underestimate the power of having a good earth to the battery and a good earth to the engine. Those glove box light guys, the kids are a good one for that one, so don't ever underestimate the power of checking that your glove box has been closed securely and it hasn't got a faulty switch. And the coil packs, especially on these late model turbocharged Barras. Coil packs, coil packs, coil packs. Don't forget to change them before you start checking all weird electrical things and changing your transmission. Trust me, throw a set of coil packs in it for $100, you can't go wrong. And on that note, special shout out to Mace Engineering for supplying me the coil packs. I paid for them, I'm not sponsored, but they have hooked me up and I appreciate the good product. We'll see how long it lasts. So stay tuned. I've also got a new daily I'm going to show you. So that's right, kevSpec's got a new project car. So there's plenty of good stuff coming up. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. Support my sponsors. Jump onto kevSpec's merch, www.kevspec.com. Check out all my cool merch. Stay safe and love yous. You!